Time now for a look at the ratings for TV for week 22. Free-to-air top 10. First, James from Media Week. James Manning taking us through
State of Origin, Bridie, way up there, number one. Big hit for 9. Really sets up Game 2 with that New South Wales win. Game 2 in Sydney, middle of June. The dream result there for the NRL and for 9 would be, I think, a close game with a narrow Queensland victory to keep Game 3 alive.
Yes, absolutely. We like Queensland victories. Talking of big hits, The Voice as well, and House Rules too for 7.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Look, they're both going to be up there until they finish. But The Voice sort of getting towards the end, but we've still got a fair way to go. But.
Yep. And looking at subscription TV for week 22 now, the top 5 sport. And
3 AFL, 4 of the 5 are AFL, and the Cowboy Storm game down there at number 4.
And looking at the non-sport, the top 5 programs, we had a movie. The World War Z.
World War Z, yeah. So movies, you know, still pull a big crowd for Foxtel. And then Wentworth doing very well. That's creeping up there to number 2. And Lifestyle's always somewhere in that top 5. And a couple of comedies, the animation The Simpsons and Big Bang Theory, which is also really strong for 9, of course.
All right, well, let's get some more just on some of the other news out of TV this week. David Leckie's back at 7 under a new contract. What's his brief?
$3 million over 3 years, if we believe what's been written, and apparently it is that much. His brief is to just be a consultant, you know, but I think the real brief is, look, Sydney and Melbourne News, we've got to get more competitive with Channel 9. Apparently the first thing he did is said, look, he doesn't like newsreaders standing up delivering, so there'll be no more of that there. Now, you never stand up here, do you, Bridie? You're always perched on your stool.
That's it. We'll see what happens with that. Fairfax as well. News today. We knew this was coming, but the printing plants, Melbourne already closed, but Sydney now moving to Richmond.
Yeah, Tullamarine in Melbourne's moved out to Ballarat, and yeah, Chullora closing in Sydney this week, out to North Richmond. Both plants, previous rural press plants that printed their newspapers and a lot of other stuff, but certainly coming in handy now as Fairfax cuts back its costs big time.
The days of the Nielsen-Fairfax poll are over.
Yeah, look, that poll's been running for close to 40 years, I think. Fairfax have been involved for about 20, but Nielsen pulling out to focus on what they say is their core business now, which is consumer purchasing and media consumption. Of course, the TV ratings is one of those things. They're very involved in that, passing that on to Ausdam or the regional people. But yeah, they said Fairfax will continue in polling, but they've got yet to sort out another partner, and there's no shortage of research companies out there who'd be happy to come to them with a proposal.
And just briefly and finally, 10, revealing its 6 p.m. programming strategy, a game show. Yeah,
we thought it'd be a game show, and it certainly is. Grant Denyer moving across from 7 to host that. Fremantle Media is going to make it. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. It's going to start a little bit later in the year. They've finished the set, so they're all ready to go on production. And so, yeah, be fascinating. Will it be a real alternative to the news? Can it create a bit of a foothold there? We'll wait and see.
And whether it's got the longevity too of 2 TV stars from 9 who celebrated anniversaries this week.
Yeah, look, Joe Hall and Kenny Sutcliffe. Joe Hall at 9 News in Melbourne. Ken Sutcliffe, sports reporter up here, anchors Wide World of Sports a lot across the network, presents the evening sports bulletin. Yeah, so celebrations for both of them.
Yeah, James, as always, thank you so much for that.
Thanks, Bridie.
James Manning there from Media Week. That's what we have time for from the team here. Thanks for your company.